Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Xochitl. If you guys are new here, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, especially if you love these types of videos, drugstore dedicated videos, if you love to ball it on a budget, because I sure do, and I like to share with you guys how you can do the same. So today I wanted to talk about some of my favorite, what I think are some of the best drugstore eyeshadow palettes out there that I want to recommend to you guys if you are maybe new in makeup, or there's just so many products out there you don't know which ones to pick and you're on a budget but you want to ball out, or you just like, I need a new eyeshadow palette, what should I buy? I just did a version of this video talking about high-end eyeshadow palettes and which ones I think are the best, worth your money, and the ones that you need in your collection. So for today's video, let's save some money and maybe even buy more products, get more bang for our buck. And I did this video originally like 3 years ago. However, I feel like I really didn't have that many drugstore eyeshadow palettes. I was able to kind of like compile like the best, my top 5, and then some eyeshadow palettes that I thought were just ones that you needed in your life. But a bunch of them were definitely high end. And since then, I just feel like the drugstore has definitely gotten better with the formula, the pigmentation, the blendability of their palettes, and I've been able to get a lot of great finds, and especially that's helpful so that I can do these like dedicated drugstore tutorials only for you guys. So you've probably seen me use these, and I will make sure to link down below in the description box tutorials which include reviews, demos, and swatches of all these eyeshadow palettes. Maybe you've seen them, maybe you haven't, but if there's one that definitely sticks out to you guys, I would definitely check that link down below, and as well I'll link where you can get every one of these palettes so you guys can pick them up for yourself or for someone else who loves makeup just as much as you. So the first eyeshadow palette, or rather palettes, because there's some options here that I wanted to talk about from the drugstore. It's actually from Wet n Wild, and Wet n Wild eyeshadow palettes, I think they were always pretty great actually for their price, and I love Wet n Wild because they still really stay true to drugstore prices even as their quality goes up. Like, they have very reasonable drugstore prices because, as we know, some drugstore brands have definitely been like, yeah, we're gonna get better, but we're also gonna charge more. Wet n Wild, however, has still managed, I don't know how, to remain drugstore friendly. And I tried their eyeshadow palettes before and I thought those were great, but they like reformulated, they stepped it up, and they came out with their new eyeshadow palettes. I think these just came out maybe like in the winter. I love these eyeshadow palettes so much, and I had two options because I honestly love both. I've done tutorials of both and I love them both. So I have the Rose in the Air, which looks very similar to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, which I mentioned in my high-end video. So we got a dupe for that, balling on a budget, yes. And then the other one that I have is Not a Basic Peach. I mentioned I love peach shades for eyeshadows, and Wet n Wild delivered just that. I love these palettes so much. I think these are great, simple, tiny little palettes, but they pack a punch. There's so much pigmentation in these. You can, like, honestly, you can use these for a good while, and these are extremely travel friendly. So if you guys have seen these in the stores, especially these newer versions of the Wet n Wild eyeshadow palettes, you definitely need these. They have a couple of other colors. These two are the ones that I picked up that I would definitely highly recommend to you. Also, to mention how well Wet n Wild sticks to drugstore prices, these palettes, these eyeshadow palettes, are only $5 and they perform amazingly. So yes, $5. These are great like little stocking stuffers if you want to treat yourself, type of thing, you want to try something new, play with some color. Like I mentioned, they have other color schemes you can try out. $5, that's not bad at all. If you need something, you're really on a budget, these are amazing. The next drugstore palette I wanted to mention, in case you guys have not gotten your hands on it, this brand in general, you know that I love, so I'm going to mention two different versions of their palettes, but the first one is the first eyeshadow palette that I really feel from the drugstore started to change up the game, and I feel like from there everybody started to get their shit together. So this is the Milani Cosmetics. This is their eyeshadow palette. This one is in the shade Earthy Elements. They got a couple of other colors, but I've used mine so much I've actually broken it already. But this is a great everyday neutral palette, and this was $10. And since then, Milani has come out with another eyeshadow palette that I couple of other ones that I want to shout out that I think are totally worth it. But if maybe you're more of a minimalist, you just need something quick everyday, this is a great like everyday neutrals, everyday work palettes, just everyday basic palette. I think you should totally get this Earthy Elements one. They have one with purples, they have one maybe more cooler, smokier, and then they think I have one like more shimmer burgundy shade. So there's definitely something for everybody. So for $10, I think this is a great palette to pick up and add to your collection. Since then, Milani has just blown up in the eyeshadow world, and I don't even know where it's at. That's how much I've used it. I think I might have packed it for like travel or something, but they came out with the Bold Obsessions palette, which I'll link that tutorial down below, and that was like, yes, Milani, yes. That was a great everyday neutrals with like some shimmers out there. And then they came out with even more palettes, so they also, in conjunction with that, came out with their Most Love Mattes palettes. These are $20, or I know I think I got like a discount using Trend Mood, 15% off, or Milani always has sales like 20-30% off on their website. So I think I picked this one up with the Pure Passion palette as well. But I think this is definitely like my #1 everyday matte neutral palette. I used to really love the Sonia Kashuk, their Ion Neutral Matte palette. That was my everyday all matte palette. Very similar colors going on there, but then in general I feel like since then I've just realized, wow, this formula is even better. But then also I think Sonia Kashuk discontinued that palette. A lot of their makeup, they did a lot of weird changes, so they don't have that anymore. But thank God Milani came out with the Most Love Mattes palette, because I love this palette. You need this. If you need an everyday all matte palette, this is definitely it. Just buy your separate little shimmer shades if you want, or if you don't even like shimmer shades, I think this palette is great. I think this is a great kind of alternative if maybe you didn't want to buy a high-end, that Kat Von D everyday type of like shade and light eyeshadow palettes. Here's your drugstore version. Save some money, half the price, less than half the price, and you have amazing quality here. I reach for this palette a lot when I'm just like, what do I do? This is a great everyday palette, and I love that you kind of still have some purples and some deeper shades. You can really smoke it out, kind of make it your own, and really kind of play with it. But I love this one. And with that, the Bold Obsessions, I just can't find it right now. But the other one, this one might be limited edition, but I just wanted to mention it in case you guys can still get your hands on it. The Gilded Desire palette. Love it so much. That burgundy shade drew me in, but they have like these face highlights, which I think were amazing. I love this one so much. It was just like a step up from the Bold Obsessions. And then the other one that I loved, another option, just depending what you want. These palettes are all great, just depending on your personal preference, or if you're a makeup addict like me, you might need all of them. The Pure Passions palette, which, you know why I got this. All of the berries and burgundies. This just makes for a perfect sultry everyday palette. I love it so much. If you guys have not picked up this one, I love it. Get some nice like champagne-y pops of pink on the lid. Ugh, love it. But I think Milani, these are $20 palettes, but like I mentioned, try to get them on sale and save even more money if you can get them at Walmart. I think they're like $15 at Walmart, and they're worth every single penny. So highly recommend. I know if Milani comes out with more eyeshadow palettes, since they came out with their Earthy Elements, that $10 one, I'm like, I need it. I know they're gonna do a good job. They're not gonna disappoint me. So far they have not disappointed me. The next couple of palettes that I want to talk about are definitely a must. I love that these are so affordable, and they're just so many, and I want all of them, but you know, can't get all of them, but eventually I think I will. But the ones that I do have that I love, and these are all ColourPop palettes. If you guys have not tried ColourPop palettes, you need to. They're only $16, at least like the regular ones. I have one that's a little bit more like higher price, but that's a collaboration. But the ones that are just ColourPop, I think you should get them. The ones that I have that I love is the Cute AF, the ColourPop. It's Cute AF, but then it's Yes Please. I think it's the Yes Please palette. I'll show you the inside. I love this one so much. This is like definitely a go-to for me when it's one of those like I need to, you know, do a quick face. I just need something on the eyes, not too much. I love this one. Simple colors, basic everyday colors, but you got like that nice pop of yellow and then that almost like red. You can really mix it up, get some really pretty shades. Neutrals. If you're a neutral lover, you're gonna love this palette so much. And this one I even just kind of had in my book bag from all those times where it's like on the go trying to do my makeup either on my way to work or after work somewhere else. I always, you know, pack this palette, a couple of colors, boom, 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 we're ready to go. I love it so much. $16 is definitely one of the first ones I picked up. I love it. The other one that I really love, if you want to mix it up with the colors a little bit, like I said, I like those nice, sultry, romantic colors. It is the Femme Rosa palette in collaboration with Karushi here. The She palette. See, they call it Femme Rosa. They have like 2 names for these palettes, but this one has more of those really pretty, sultry, kind of rosy tones going on there. So if you want a change of color scheme, I would definitely recommend this one. I love it so much. Do you know why? That color definitely drew me in, but I love this one. You can really get some nice matte shade shimmers. I love that. I feel like that's always been kind of a complaint with drugstore affordable palettes, is that sometimes they couldn't really get the kind of ratio of mattes to shimmers right. And I think ColourPop is a great understanding that people are going to say, I need my transition shade, I need that shade to smoke out, I need those different type of levels of browns, and ColourPop listens and they add those to the palette. So I think they do a great job. And the formulas, I think their mattes are really great and their shimmers are really amazing for $16. Their pans are smaller, but if you're a makeup lover, a makeup addict, if you have an understanding that there's always a different palette like every month, every couple weeks, it's hard to keep up. You buy one, you're on to the next. You buy one, you're on to the next because you need all of them. So I think these size pans are just perfect. I'd rather these size pans for $16 so I can kind of get a little bit of everything as opposed to maybe large pans for like the $50 price or so. Like I can, you know, have different colors to kind of play with. And I just love it. It's very simple packaging, but it's got like a little magnetic closure, so it's not just cardboard, but it's a good quality and it's sleek. These are perfect to travel with. They don't come with a mirror, but I'd rather save that money on not having a mirror. I have my other mirrors, and having something I don't have to worry about cracking, especially if I want to travel with these. So another highly recommended palette. I've got 2 more for you because I love these so much. The other one, which is another great everyday that I reach for a lot, is the Give It To Me Straight ColourPop palette. I love this. This is definitely leans more on the bronzy side. So if you're a bronze goddess, you're gonna love this palette. This one was definitely, I was addicted to just as much as my, you know, Yes Please Cute AF palette. I love this so much. You can really get a nice sultry simple bronze, or you can really intensify it. I love it so much. I did this for like my birthday makeup. I love that burgundy shade, but you have that nice dark brown in case maybe you're not like a deep black shade, but I love that they included that dark brown, and you get some nice 2, 4, like 5, 6 matte shades, and the other one's 2, 4, 6, you know, another ratio of like shimmer satin shades. So once again, they do a really great job giving you everything that you need, whereas these palettes are really great on their own, or you can mix them with other colors. But honestly, a lot, like 9.9 times out of 10, I really only just need that one palette when I travel. I don't need to kind of, you know, mix in other palettes. These are like no-brainers type of, if you're like, all right, I don't want to pack that much, you know, if it's either, you know, day to day, from after work, before work, or you're actually traveling, these are great palettes to take with you. I wanted to mention those 3 ColourPop palettes. Those are the ones that I have that I still see in stores. You can also pick these up. I've seen these in Ulta stores, and ColourPop still has them on their website. So I feel like they're not really part of the limited edition, or it might be a while till maybe they phase them out and have new ones. But this one is a limited edition, possibly. I don't know. Whenever ColourPop does collabs, they sometimes keep, you know, those products on for a good while. So you probably still have a while till you can pick this up. But this is probably like my ultimate favorite. I love those 3 palettes, but this one, if you need just one ColourPop palette, and I'm mentioning this now because you still get your hands on it, it is the Perception Shayla X ColourPop palette. I think amazing job. So this one is bigger than the other eyeshadow palettes. You get more colors. This one actually comes with a mirror too. So this is $23. So it's like, all right, you give me more colors and I get a mirror. I totally get that. Still very, very affordable. So with this one, you get 16 shades. The other ColourPop palettes, you get 12 shades. So you get more colors and a mirror. And this, it's just like the perfect palette. This color scheme is just amazing. This is just a great everyday, like, you know, neutrals and then you got your color party palette to kind of play with. So this is great for those of you who want to venture off into the color world, but you don't want to buy a palette just dedicated to colors. You know, it can be intimidating. So this is a great way to introduce yourselves to some pops of color. You got like your kind of these 3 shades. You can be like your base, add on a pop of color, and really kind of play with it, and really just kind of be introduced to these new types of greens and blues, and that's just a great transition into it. So I think this is definitely one of my favorite palettes. I always reach for it. If I need just one out of these 4, I would definitely pick this one, and I wanted to mention it now because it's still available on ColourPop's website. So if you have not picked up this one, I highly recommend it. ColourPop has so many other eyeshadow palettes. I have not been able to get my hands on all of them, but there's definitely some more that I've been wanting to try. And so if there's some that maybe I didn't mention here and you think I need to get, because I've probably been eyeing it, but I just haven't pulled the trigger on it, comment down below which ones you think I need to get. But if you need some great affordable palettes, ColourPop is totally worth it. And I love that you can get some of these at Ulta now too, so you can just pick up in stores in case you don't want to just order one palette online. But ColourPop, I think it's only like $25 or $35 till free shipping, so it's still not that bad. You don't have to spend $50. You don't, you know, and you get some awesome products, free shipping. So the next 2 palettes I have been raving about. I'm just honestly just so shocked at how amazing they are, especially for only $10. You can pick them up at Target, and if you know which ones I'm talking about, you probably do if you've been watching. They are the Profusion Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. So I have the Sienna's palette, which is great. Neutral colors, definitely a little bit more safer. If you are a warm neutrals queen, you're gonna love this. If you're more of a little wild child, you want to play with some colors, the Pro Pigment palettes, a little bit crazier, but I love it. Some pinks, some purples, some blues. You can get some really amazing shades, 21 shades per palette for only $10. And I think they're amazing. The blendability, the pigmentation, like you can get some amazing looks. I think it's totally worth every single penny. Plus, I know some people were commenting on these videos that like, oh, and I totally use like the cartwheel discount from Target, so I saved like, it was like 25-30% off, even more. So they saved even more money. They got some of these from like $7 or, you know, a little bit more, but no more than $10. It was amazing. So if you guys have not picked up these eyeshadow palettes, I'm gonna link down below the tutorial just so you can see these colors in action. But these are amazing. You need these eyeshadow palettes in your life. That's all I'm gonna say, because I've been talking and using these so much. But $10, yes, you need them. They did a great job. The next eyeshadow palette that I have been loving so much, I think the quality of this is great. I love the packaging. This is the BH Cosmetics, their Glam Reflections palette. I picked up mine at Raleigh Rose. You can also get these on the BH Cosmetics website as well, which are always having sales. I think this palette was like $16 or so, but I would definitely recommend getting it at BH Cosmetics because they have like 30% off, 20% off. You can save even more money. Get these for cheaper. They have a couple of different versions of these palettes. There's 15 shades. You get a huge mirror. I'm not going to blind you with that, but this one definitely got those burgundies, more romantic colors. They have another one, maybe more on the like a bronzy side, neutrals, but I wanted to play with some color, and I was definitely shocked at how well these blended out. I honestly didn't expect much, but I love the color payoff. I love the blendability, and I love how like beautifully these colors stand out. If you guys have not picked up BH Cosmetics, these palettes, I would definitely recommend their Glam Reflection palettes. I want to get the other ones just to kind of play with and do tutorials for you guys, and they're just so inexpensive. I know they came out with another one recently, something sand, or I'm not sure what it was, but somebody mentioned I totally get it. I was like, I've had my eye on it, and I think they have it at Ulta. I'm not sure. There's just, like I said, so many palettes to pick up. But if you guys have been eyeing the BH Cosmetics Glam Reflection palettes, totally worth the money. I think they work amazingly. Check out the tutorial that I did just so you can see the shimmer shades in action. I think are amazing. But when drugstore or affordable, you know, makeup palettes can get the matte shades super soft and buttery, that's how you know. That's how you know it's worth it. So definitely worth the price. The last palette I wanted to mention is one that I was obsessed with when I got it. I honestly had to stop using it on camera because I don't want to bore you guys with it, but I loved it, and it is the Morphe palettes, the 3502 palette. I think I got this last winter. I love it so much. Once again, neutral queens, neutral warm tone. Everybody loves, or a lot of people love, I'm not gonna say everybody, some people maybe don't care for warm tones, but a lot of people love a good warm tone palette. And I think Morphe did a great job with this color selection as well as the formula of these for the price, which is like $20, $21, $23. Not that much, but look at how many freaking shadows you get. So many tutorials, maybe get ready with me using this palette. Maybe not that many because I started using it off camera more because it's like, okay, we need to, you know, use some other things here. I was shocked at how really nice this palette was. Like, I didn't expect much. I was like, okay, it'll probably be okay. I'm just gonna try it out. It was pretty freaking nice. So always there's a coupon code, you know, someone's talking about use a coupon code whenever you use Morphe anything, save even more money. Get all these eyeshadow palettes. I love it. I haven't dipped into this for a while, but just look at those burgundies. Look at it. I love a good burgundy shade. There's people who love warm shades. I love good burgundy shades so much. But this palette, these shimmers are amazing. The mattes are amazing. The color payoff I think is really, really great. If you guys have not picked up this one, I know there's a 350. This is a 350 Just looking at them side to side, this one is just like a richer, more vibrant. I love it so much. If you guys have not picked this up and you were eyeing it and I didn't convince you then, you still need it. I still would recommend it. I hope you guys enjoyed my recommendations for these great affordable eyeshadow palettes. If you guys want to kind of stretch your budget a little bit more, you want to treat yourself, do more luxe, I have the high-end version linked down below in the description box. But I think drugstore affordable brands have definitely been stepping up with the formulation, pigmentation game. There's a lot of great finds here. These I love. I would recommend. I think you guys should pick them up. I'll link down below where you can get all of these eyeshadow palettes if you guys have not already tried them. Let me know if I mentioned some of your favorites, and or if not. Let me know down below if there's a palette you haven't seen me use and you think I should definitely try out, because there's just so many out there. I want to try them all and recommend even more to you guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up with some more, and I'll see you guys next time.